Hello everybody, Shotgun into 1000 and Point for Duty. Welcome back to my Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Hooplocke Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we basically got crew wiped inside Mount Silver, which means... no, not Mount Silver, that's Johto. Iron Island, that's it. We got crew wiped inside Iron Island, which meant instant game over. This episode is the beginning of attempt 2. And if we fail this one, then that's it. We can't press on to do a third attempt. So I took the liberty in already going through the tutorial, and before you say anything, it says there the next objective is Oreburgh City, not whatever town you had to go to after beating the 6th gym. So we basically got our teams over here. I've got Turtwig, which I nicknamed Hit Subscribe, which you should totally do, by the way, because I'm pretty sure a lot of my viewers watching my video content are not subscribed, and I only have still less than 100 subscribers, so I would love to have a lot more. I know my video content is not as great as the Americans, but can't be helped, honestly. So let's go over the team in finer detail. So Turtwig is a jolly nature with the highest IV physical attack. My Shinx, which I nicknamed Soul Grey Tigray, because it reminds me of the Shinx we had that dominated the Nuzlocke on our first attempt that we called Tigray, who we unfortunately lost because of the Ghost type gym leader. So this is basically Soul Grey to basically bring back the soul of Tigray. I made sure it has Intimidate for the ability, and yes, it is a quiet nature. Like, the Tigray was a naive nature originally, so we'll work with that. A neutral nature Starlo, a neutral nature Bidoof, and a timid Badoo. But only problem is, we're actually not going to be able to evolve Badoo for a long time, because obviously we're in the night time and it basically evolves during the day. Right, immediately we're going to give the Quick Claw to Turtwig. And we could theoretically fish up a Magikarp, but I don't want to do that. I just want to press on and deal with our rival battle. And yep, same name as before, not subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you are the true rival. So please hit the subscribe button. Let's turn the volume up a bit, because you can hardly hear that. There you are, that should do. So there are many things that I have already gone over with Brilliant Diamond when we was going through attempt 1, because I mentioned all of the gym leaders battles from the first all the way up to the 6th. The only ones that we have not seen important battle wise is the 7th gym leader, the 8th gym leader, and the Pokemon League. I like how the Quick Claw activated, yet Starly just used Quick Attack to neutralize it. Chinchilla, yeah. I made sure the battle style was on set as well, so you don't have to worry too much about that. Obviously, you're going to be lowering my defense, but I can easily counter that by switching into my Shinx to lower your attack. Which I'm going to do right now. And now let's use a Thunder Shock. With us being a plus special attack nature, that will actually help us out. The minus speed nature doesn't really help, but we can work with it. Oh, shoot! I just realized I didn't actually spin the wheel. Oh, my bad. Okay, after this battle, we will spin the wheel. God, I can't believe I actually forgot that. Also, I've got my water bottle by my side so I can keep myself hydrated, just like how the Americans always do it. I don't know why I keep referencing the Americans like it's a big deal. It's not. Because obviously, it is we're in the summertime, and when it's in the summertime, it's usually known to cause heat waves a lot, which, knowing me and hot, humid weather, I do not like. I really don't. Okay. Thank you. Right. First challenge. I actually will say, I do have a lot of other wheels. As you can see, we have a Pokemon Scarlet Violet Story Challenge, Team Star types, Titan types, and Pokemon Gym types. Those are all specifically for when I eventually do a Hooplocke Nuzlocke on Pokemon Scarlet or Violet, depending on which one I fancy more than anything. Because I am doing a rehearsal on that currently. Okay, our first challenge. Is normal play. Okay, I'm actually going to customize this because the spin is a little bit too slow, so we're going to do it for about 35 seconds. We'll save that. It will override it. So there we go. So we just got a casual normal play, which means no matter what, next spin, we won't have a normal gameplay. It's going to have a harsh challenge. Yeah. During the night time, you will be able to find yourself a Cricketot here, like I even care. But I am hoping... Okay, actually... Yeah, I'm not even going to bother hunting for it. Because remember, you can find an Abra in this route. Okay? But you can theoretically get yourself a guarantee in-game trade Abra. And doing the trade evolutions, I will be doing that off camera. Just as a heads up. So, don't worry yourself too much about me wasting too much time. Because, like, it basically took me 39 episodes simply to get to Iron Island. So don't worry too much about that. And yeah, same as always, I will be doing each episode for 30 minutes long for this series. So don't worry too much about that. Yeah, yeah, Zubat's only going to know the move Astonish. And Supersonic. And always... I ain't taking my luck. I'm switching into Starlo. And then we'll do a quick attack and finish you off because I don't believe my Starly is going to be faster than your Zubat. There we go, we got Wing Attack. Right. If you're probably wondering what you can hear in the faint distance, it is a fan going off because, like I said, heat wave, known to be very hot. I want to keep myself cool. But I'm obviously doing this recording downstairs, which is why obviously you can tell from the different camera angle. Because I was having a debate whether or not to do it upstairs or downstairs. But I thought I'll do it downstairs because it's actually much more easier to do it down here because of how easy it was for me to set up my laptop with the game cartridges holding my iPad in place, so I could just bring up my laptop, spin the wheel, and then bring it down without having any issue whatsoever. There we go. I could probably theoretically catch myself a Zubat myself, but I think we can wait for that. I'm just going to press on. And obviously, yeah, it is going to be a case of a hindrance, but I like to battle all of the trainers, so that way we are prepared for anything worse coming up. Even though we have actually seen all of this before. But I will say this. I will only show the important fights. Any trainer battles I will not include in the recording unless they are trainer battles I simply can't avoid. So it'll probably be something like I'll battle every single trainer off camera, and then I will run straight back to where I ended the last episode. Or, well, actually, should I? Because what if there might be a case where I have a challenge, like I'm not allowed to use super effective moves, and I'm battling all of the trainers off camera, and off camera I probably might just be using super effective moves for quickness. Also, if a Pokemon happens to die off camera, you want to actually be able to see everything. So that's kind of a hit and miss in that honest perspective for me. Maybe it might be a thing to do for when you're doing the actual Pokemon LP series that's not related to a Nuzlocke. So I think that's going to have to be the best. During Nuzlocke, show everything. During main game playthrough, only show the stuff that's not easy to be avoided or something. I don't know. Just basically, like, treat a normal playthrough like you are only showing the important stuff, and basically skip everything else. But in a Nuzlocke, show everything, because something might come back to bite you, and if it doesn't get shown on camera, then people are going to get angry. in fact, something I probably will actually have a little quick chat about while I'm doing this is obviously Pokemon Legends Arceus. I've done what I said I was going to do. Well, I probably might not have said it on camera in one of my Yoshi's Woolly World episodes yesterday, but I would put myself under the task to complete the Pokédex to get the Shiny Charm. So that way, any Pokemon that is native only in the Hishui region, being Pokemon like Growlithe, Quillfish, Voltorb, Sneasel, and Basculin, I can actually catch them as a shiny, evolve them, so I guarantee myself a shiny Hisuian Pokemon, and then migrate it into Pokemon Violet. Because I have already done a technique that I'm probably believing a lot of you might have already figured out yourself. Pokemon that have a Hisui evolution, but their base stage in the evolution line are still exactly the same. So like, say for example, Petalil. No. The starter Pokemon. You have Rowlet, Dartrix, Cyndaquil, Quilava, and Oshawott and Duat, all staying as their usual self. But if you evolve them into their final stage evolution, they become their Hisui form if the evolution happened in Hisui. So what I decided to do was, I decided to use a technique where I got a Rowlet in the Alola games, a Goomy in Pokemon X, and every other Pokemon that's not a standard wild encounter in pretty much Generation 6 and 7, used an Action Replay DSI for games like Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black, White, Black 2, White 2, force them to be encountered as a shiny, and then migrate them over to Pokemon Home, and then put them into Legends Arceus, and then just simply evolve them. So I'm guaranteed myself the Hisui evolutions in their shiny form, even though I didn't actually catch them as a shiny in the Hisui region. So it basically worked for a Pokemon like Braviary. So I basically encountered a wild Rufflet in Pokemon Black 2, forced it to be a shiny, transferred it over to Generation 6 or no, I transferred it into Pokemon Bank, brought it into a Gen 7 game, and basically cloned it to fill up the entire box. So I had 30 shiny Braviary, and then I migrated it over to Legends Arceus. I made sure that they were all level 70, and then I just simply took them out of the box into the party, and it immediately said evolve the Pokemon, and I was guaranteed 30 shiny Hisuian Braviary. But the only Pokemon that you can't do that with is Growlithe, Basculin, Sneasel, Voltorb, and Quillfish. And that is a bummer, but I realized that the hard way because I was actually curious if it actually did count. But no matter. No matter. I'm actually amazed I didn't get jumped on by a wild Pokemon when navigating past these two trainers. Well, I ain't complaining. It's less likely to slow me down. Easy kill. Oh, I just realized an interesting challenge I could do. So one of the challenges that we have on the wheel says to catch a duplicate Pokemon. I think that challenge is by far one of the easiest to do. So I could basically do this. I could change that to then have it say that I have to use an equal number of Pokemon that the gym leader uses specifically in the gym leader battle. I'm perfectly fine with doing like a full team of 6 against random trainers, but when fighting the gym leader, I have to use the same number of Pokemon as the gym leader. Just like how I did in all of my main game story playthroughs, except Pokemon Emerald, because I thought Pokemon Emerald was too hard for me to actually do that. Right, I don't think this Geodude has Sturdy for the ability, but we'll work with it. Okay, so you're a female. Let's think for a sec. You know what? I'll call you Zoe. Because if it was a male Geodude, I would have called it Dwayne. I think I actually said that last time I called a Geodude in this game, actually. Yeah, we're going to ignore you. Geodude, we're actually going to deposit in the PC. So that way we can basically do... the trade. So let's see. Oh, Naive Nature and Rocket. Yeah, that is bad. That is really bad. You do not want a Pokemon with a plus speed nature when they're genuinely slow. You don't want them to have a minus defense nature when they are genuinely defensive. And if you have a Pokemon with a minus defense nature, at least carry the ability Sturdy. At least carry Sturdy, so that way the Pokemon can at least survive. Right, we'll pick up this Pokeball, pick up this Pokeball. Okay, usually Pokemon show more commonly than that. Ah, Cricketop. Oddly as it may sound, in my Legends Arceus game, I actually did catch a shiny Cricketop. I actually made a tweet post about it the other day. Like, literally, before even getting the shiny charm, I literally caught 7 shiny Pokemon. I caught a shiny Shinx, 2 Eevees, a Bidoof, a Cricketop, a Geodude, and a Mantike. And I will honestly say, besides Eevee and Shinx, all of those Pokemon I actually never caught as a shiny before. Especially Mantike. The shiny Mantike literally caught me off guard because it was during a massive mass outbreak. So that definitely surprised me. Right, if this matchup has Guts for the ability, I'm keeping it. If it has no Guard for the ability, I'm trading it. Because even though no Guard for the ability is technically good, it's also technically bad. Because I don't want to have to keep dealing with trainers using a move that has a chance of missing to always hit because I have no Guard. I don't want that. In case if it's bad, I'm calling you Choppy. God dang it. I don't know why, it's just the first thing that popped into my head. Right. Hasty nature, no God. Yep. You are being the one that's traded. Because Marchop are generally slow. Right, I could theoretically catch myself another Geodude, so that way I could get myself a better one. But unless there's an in-game trade for a Graveler, which I don't think there is, it's first come, first serve. Oh, speaking of Zubat, I didn't even think it could be found out here. I'll take ya. Level 6. Would have appreciated if he was a lot higher, honestly. I know I could theoretically like change the time of day to like force Purdue to evolve into a Roselia, but come on, I need another Marchop, please. Preferably one that has guts. I would rather have one that has guts. Speaking of which, I probably should save, because I don't want to have to go through all the hassle of trying to find another Marchop. Stop giving me Pokemon I don't want! Literally, it's much more better when you're playing games like Legends Arceus, Sword Shield, and Scarlet Violet, because that way you don't have to keep relying on a random spawn hoping for a percentage chance of a Pokemon to show up. Because you could just see a Pokemon visually and you could just run into them. Oh, for goodness sakes! How many... Is that 4 Geodudes in a row? I feel like if I keep a chain going of encountering Geodudes, at this rate, I might actually encounter a shiny one again. Cricketer, nobody likes you. Literally nobody likes you. Oh, for goodness sakes. Ugh. I just want a freaking Machop that has guts for an ability. And it would also be appreciated if it was a sassy nature, because they're definitely lacking in the special defense stat. Okay, there's the Machop, so that's a good start. Another female. Okay, so this one took a quick attack better than the first one did. Though I think the first one was actually a minus defense nature. Like it was a hasty. Okay, here we go. I think we are actually going up to the end of the time for this episode. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be picking up all the items off camera, and the trainers that are in the mining area where you find Rourke, I will battle them in the next episode. I'll be walking past them. So let's see. We'll call you Choppleboard. Don't ask me why, it was the first thing that popped into my head again. Okay, I'll take a relaxed nature. Hey, nice. Originally, I was going to say, I will take a relaxed nature, but then I hesitated and I went, actually no, I want to go for a sassy nature. But relaxed was the first thing that popped into my head, so I'll take that. I'll keep you in the box for now. So this is actually this is episode 1 of attempt 2, but for the entire LP series, this is technically episode 39. So in the next episode, which is episode 40, we will be challenging the Oiberg City Gym once again. See you guys then.